Greetings, Greywitch here. So over the years I have collected quite a few special vehicles, and some of them I really like, some of them I'm kind of just stuck with, but there's quite a few of them that I have, and I've had a few requests for do a video like this, so let's do a tour. So my first vehicle here was the first vehicle I actually ever used shark card money to buy, because I didn't have the time for the grind, so I really wanted this vehicle, and I was like, well, if I want to spend real money, might as well be for something cool, and this is what I got. I really enjoy this vehicle. It's a lot of fun to play with. But it's not the only one, because why have one when you can have two? So when this one became free, I got this one too. This is the Marshall, basically the same exact thing, just with a different body style. But it is a lot of fun to play with out in the mud and climbing up on the mountains, or just driving over cars in the city. It's a blast, and enjoy it a lot. Now this is the Brigade. Now this is what the MOC first rendition was, except it was like Rockstar just gave up halfway through it. Because you can carry 6 people on, but only 2 of them can go in it. So if you're driving around and you have 4 people holding on to the outside of this, you're going to scrape them off like a scab once you start shooting and all the cars just go nuts and stuff like that. So this is kind of good for just a battering ram. Now next is the Duke of Death. This is my primary mission vehicle. I use this vehicle for missions and pretty much my daily driving. Anytime I need ramming power or just being able to take bullets and stuff like that, this is it. This is my main special vehicle, and I love it. Now the original threat to the online lobbies, the Rhino tank. This thing used to just be the ruler of any online lobby. If somebody came out in this, it was like, oh man, there's a tank on the board, we are screwed. But they nerfed it, so now it's just basically any other vehicle. But now that title belongs to this tank, the Kanjali, and if you have 4 people in this and you're just moving through a lobby, you are destroying stuff. As long as you don't run into an Avenger, you're pretty much safe. Somebody could get you if they got up on a roof and had some exploding rounds and just slowly picked you off, but the Avenger's really the one you gotta worry for. And the Phantom Wedge. Now I love this vehicle. I love using this to pull my MOC. It's just, I wish it lasted longer in public lobbies. It just, you get through so many cars and it just starts smoking and it's worthless. But for the few minutes that you do have it out, you can have a blast with it. It's a lot of fun. Now this one I bought as mainly just as a good vehicle to use for the crew. If you got 4 or 5 guys with you and you need some way to get away, this is the vehicle for it. And it's got guns on it. It's pretty awesome. It's not very fast, but it'll get you there. This is the Blazer Aqua. The weapons on it are worthless, but it is a lot of fun to play with, especially being able to go between land and water. It's overpriced, and you should be able to put it in your garage. It's just one of those things that I wish that they would fix. They never go back in their old DLCs and update it to bring it into the new DLCs. Now this is a vehicle I love using in open lobbies, except for the fact that if you get shot in it, you're pretty much dead because there's no armor in it whatsoever. But it does have a minigun, and the proximity mines are awesome for taking out people who are chasing you. Sometimes can be quite expensive, but it is pretty awesome. Now I just bought this one, so I really haven't had too much time in it, but it is the Oppressor. I really dig the rocket-powered bike. I'm still trying to get used to the flying in it. I don't know, it's one of those things that's just so janky that I'm not too sure if it's going to be one that I keep or one that I sell, but I do dig it so far. And the anti-aircraft trailer. Now this is cool because it comes with a free truck. Well, not a free truck because you paid for it, but it comes with a truck to tow it. The only thing that's bad about it is the liveries for the trailer don't transfer over to the truck, so the truck will always stick out from the trailer, and I kind of don't like that. But the trailer does work pretty good. It's pretty powerful. And I've almost got all the unlocks for it. This is the Night Shark. This is my second favorite mission vehicle. Anytime I need a ramming vehicle or anything like that. And this was pretty much the vehicle that replaced my Insurgent. It's got some machine guns on it, so you can ram some people and use the machine guns to kind of help out, but they're not really all that great. Now here's the MOC. And the really only thing I really use this for is upgrading the special vehicles and for my armor, weapons, upgrades and stuff like that for the Mark II weapons. Other than that, it's pretty much just something that just sits there. Don't really use it that much. This is the Stromberg. I love this because it is a submarine, but it can still be used on land. Machine guns are pretty awesome in it. Underwater weapons are cool. Rockets are pretty cool. It's pretty good all around. Kind of expensive, but it is a pretty cool vehicle, and I wish we'd have more water stuff for it. And the deluxe, you gotta have a DeLorean. I love this car. It flies, it hovers, it's got rockets. It's good all around. It's one of those vehicles that kind of transfers the difference between planes and ground vehicles, so it helps out if you have one of those guys that are bothering you. Now this is the Ruiner 2000. This one I love, but it makes me mad that I cannot keep this in my garage. It's just one of those vehicles that they need to go back and update to bring it up into the DLCs that we have, because it seems like every old DLC is just overwritten by whatever comes out in the new one. So it's just, they need to go back and fix stuff like that. So I really want to put this in my garage. Now the thruster jetpack, had to have this. The rockets on it are kind of decent. They're not too bad, but it's lots of fun flying around in the lobby with it. You don't want to stand still too long though, because a sniper will take you out and it will destroy this jetpack, and sometimes you'll have to pay for it. Just depends on how it happened. Now my biggest special vehicle would probably have to be the yacht. This is a spawn location. I can move it around the map. It comes with a bunch of special vehicles. It also has its own defense system. So this is pretty much my favorite place to hang out, especially if I have a bounty. So I got a helicopter that's up there on the pad that I can take off and use anytime. It comes with a dinghy and 4 jet skis and the Toro boat that's on the side, which is pretty fast. But other than that, it's really cool. It's overly priced as hell. It should not be this expensive. Even though you get all this stuff with it, it's way overpriced. Now I got this sub because it was free for returning players, and that was pretty much it. But it is pretty cool if you can get it that way, to just go around and explore and find all the stuff that's underwater, because there is a bunch of stuff that's hidden underwater that you can check out. Lots of shipwrecks and plane wrecks, whale bones and a UFO and all kinds of stuff like that. So if you can get a chance to get one of these and take it out and have some fun with it, you'll enjoy it. It's a blast. Just don't go too deep because it'll pop and then you'll die. That's pretty much the only thing you have to worry about in this. And it has no weapons or defenses. Now this is my tugboat. And the thing I love about the tugboat is there is absolutely nothing you can do with it. This was $1 million. I don't know why I bought it. I guess I thought I was Forrest Gump or something and I was going to start up my own shrimping business. I don't know what I was going to do because it has no defenses, it has no weapons. It is slow as the day is long. And it's basically just a target waiting for you. Someone in a jet or a plane or someone who owns a Stromberg to come up and sink it, because there's no way to get away from anybody on it. It's basically just a bobber. This is the Dodo seaplane, which actually was pretty cool when I got it because I used it quite a few times, but it quickly became obsolete with newer DLCs, so it's one of those things I just happen to be stuck with. Now the Buzzard helicopter is my favorite. I use this for missions, just pretty much about anything that I do not use either the Night Shark or the Duke of Death for. If I'm not in one of those vehicles, I'm in this, because this is just became my main mission vehicle. I wasn't good at flying helicopters or anything like that. I used to be a horrible pilot, but started using the Headhunter mission and just using the Buzzard for it. It made me a lot better pilot, and I recommend doing that if you're having the same problems. Now this helicopter I actually bought by mistake, because I was looking between this one, this is the Volatus, and another helicopter, and I was switching back and forth checking the stats to see which ones I wanted, and then I accidentally bought this one, so I'm stuck with this one because you can't sell it. But it's not too bad. It's kind of nimble, it's real fast, but it's really hard to land, and it can be a pain in the butt, especially if it's not flat level ground where you're landing. But other than that, it's decent. Now, the Savage is for when you want to just absolutely destroy a city block. I love the firepower. The cannon is awesome. The missiles are awesome in it. It's slow. It's easy to take out with missiles. But if you need the heavy guns, and that's what I pretty much consider this, is the heavy guns, it's pretty awesome. I love using it for missions and stuff like that where the buzzer just won't work because it's not powerful enough. Now, I bought a cargo bob because I always said if they ever went on sale I was going to buy one because I needed them all the time for moving stuff, and you could never find one. You'd go to the airport, there wouldn't be one. You were always looking for one, you couldn't find one. So I bought one. And as soon as I bought it, I have not needed this thing one time at all for anything because somebody else always has one. Now this is my Hydra. Now this is the vehicle that I am working on right now becoming a much better pilot in. And I'm using this vehicle to do the headhunter missions like I used the buzzard to learn how to fly the buzzard. And this is helping me out a lot. I'm getting a lot better at switching between hover mode and flying mode. The problem is using the machine guns in the streets. I just have a problem with that. It's one of those things, I don't know. I understand helicopters, I don't get planes. Jets are even faster planes, so it's one of those things I'm still working on. But hopefully I'll get it pretty soon. It's pretty cool. I'd like to have some actual real good kills in this. I've got a couple, but they were kind of just jinky ones. Not anything to really be proud of. So I'm working on it. Now this is the Cuban, and this is actually the plane that I have the most player kills in. It's ridiculous. This thing is slow. It's not very maneuverable. It's, you know, it's just kind of like your regular basic plane, but it does have cluster bombs on it, which are devastating if you can get people in the right spots. And I've been killed quite a few times in it with rockets because it can't really get away too fast, but it is a fun plane. It was free when I got the hangar, so that was one of the main reasons I like it. Alright, well, this is Greywitch. This has been my special vehicle tour, and I hope you appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Peace!